A very fresh good morning to you. I am Ritika Ratnu, a student of class 12E Humanities. And today I am here to explain you the first chapter of geography from the book Fundamentals of Human Geography. The chapter number 1 is Human Geography, Nature and Scope. What is human geography? Human geography is basically the study of the relationship between the man-made world and the nature. And it has been described by various scientists as follows. Retzel has said that human geography is the synthetic study of relationship between the human world and the nature. And Alan C. Sample has said that human geography is the study of the interactive relationship between the unresting man and the unstable earth. Human geography is one of the main two branches of geography, the first being physical geography. Human is an important part of this world and hence it in various ways describes and affects the environment. Hence, it is an important component. So, in this chapter, we discuss three theories regarding geography. The first being environmental determinism, then environmental possibilism, and the third one is neo-determinism. So, what is environmental determinism? Environmental determinism mainly talks about how the primitive man interacted with the nature in the older times. In the older times, man did not know much about science and technology, so he was not very aware about how things worked through science and technology. He was totally dependent upon the nature. He got all of its food and resources from the nature. So, during that time period, humans were totally dependent upon the nature and hence the nature was superior to the human. Hence, this was also called naturalization of human because nature was active and human was passive. During those time period, humans did not know of technology and hence things like an earthquake or a flood had the risk of washing away human life. And later on, the second theory, which is possibilism. Possibilism talks about how, with the development of human technology and sciences, human learned on how to combat these things, on how to combat environmental factors, and to how to not let these affect the human creatures. So, possibilism was when the humans learned about the laws of aerodynamics on how to make faster planes. They understood the structure of DNA and the working. So, with all of these things, they learned on how to control and prevent the floods. With the establishment of the with the establishment of the flood structures like canals, human learned on how to not let a flood destroy the total human civilization. We made canals that can control the risk factors of floods. We also made seismologists through which we can detect the earthquake coming a few days prior so that we can make arrangements to not have it harm us. So, with possibilism, human learned on how to control the nature. So, here the human was the superior power and the nature was the passive one. Hence, this is also called the humanization of nature. So, and the third theory is the neo-determinism. While possibilism had many great advantages, while it helped the human civilization come to a stage of freedom from a stage of necessity of environmental determinism, it had various effects on our earth. It led to various many negative effects like the ozone layer depletion, the receding glaciers, the global warming, and the degrading lands. With vast technological resources and with the industrialization era running up to 2 centuries from 18th and 19th, it has led to a hole in the ozone layer due to all the pollution created by the human. And with due to the pollution created, it has also led to rising level of global warming. And it has also led to rising temperature, which leads to the rapid melting of glaciers and there is a global warming and also degradation of land. Humans everywhere are digging up the land. They want to take up the resources. They want to dig the minerals from the land, which causes a huge effect on the land. It reduces the natural fertility. It causes huge land, which in turn affect the human civilization to a great length. So hence, to combat all of these problems of humans causing harms to the environment, a third theory came forward, which is neo-determinism. This theory of neo-determinism was put forth by Griffith Taylor. Griffith Taylor was a geographist who called for neo-determinism. Neo-determinism has also been called the Madhyam Marg or the stop and go method. It has been called the stop and go method because neo-determinism calls for a tight check on the resources being used. It says that humans must use the natural resources. They must use it to advantages of themselves. They must use it to make their life better. But they should keep a check on how many resources they are using. They should not use the resources to a high length, to not use it in such a length that it would eventually lead to an exhaustion of resources or it will lead to a total disruption of our environment. Hence, the stop and go method by Griffith Taylor calls that the government should keep a check on what resources are being used and they should put a limit on how many of these resources can be used. And the government, along with keeping a check, should suggest ways through which the environments can be kept in check, through which it can be kept of how many resources are used and if they are overused, how to make them come again. Which is, if a company cuts 100,000, if a company cut 100 trees to make a building, then the company should be liable to plant 50 or 100 more trees as to make up for the trees cut. This is Madhyam Marg or the stop and go method, which calls that humans must take care of the environment. Along with their needs, they should take care of our environment and our earth. So these are the three methods which have been and the three theories described in the chapter Human Geography, Nature and Scope. Thank you very much.